I must say, if it's your first time to pass through this channel, please don't forget to subscribe. Make sure that you ring the bell because every time I'm live or I'm dropping a video, you'll be notified immediately. To my regulars, come over. Let's talk about Songezo Tshabangu. I hate this man. I work at this man. For me, this man, he really, really sounds like a psychopath in my world. He sounds like a psychopath. Now, what I'm going to ask you is make sure that you guys are like the live as we move along. Let's talk about Mr. Songezo Tshabangu. Hi, craziness, madness. But let me just tell you, before we move forward, Nessa, I love you. God bless you. I love you so much. Good to see everybody. Happy weekend, yo. I actually love weekend. Let me just tell you, I love weekend. As a matter of fact, like for those that drinks, because I don't drink, so I'm going on with my lemon. This is actually iced tea. So, how y'all doing? What's up? Happy weekend, everybody. It's good to see y'all. Good to see you. Good to see everybody. Oh, this lemon coffee's got a bit of lemon, so it's sour. Can I tell you? I have never seen something like this. But let me just tell you, I want you guys to take a listen to what Songezo is saying. Take a listen, please. Please don't forget to make sure that you like the live as we move along and also comment. Drop your location. I need to know where you're watching us from while we talk about Mr. Songezo Tshabangu. This is a discussion, y'all. It's a conversation, y'all. It's a conversation. Let's talk about Mr. Songezo Tshabangu. All right, take a listen, please.
We can't disengage arm of state, so we can't disengage. We can't create constitutional crisis unnecessarily. So if there are any problems, we will discuss with the members of parliament, we will whip them into line, we will consult them. We are going to reshuffle. In fact, we are going to reshuffle the setup in parliament there. Who is going to be the chief whip? We are going to have a fresh caucus. Who is going to be the chief whip? Who is going to be the leader of the house? Who is going to be the leader of that committee? We are going to have a reshuffle because those people had positioned themselves there without consultation, a broader consultation of the movement. So things are going to change. Things are going to change. They are actually calling me every day, every hour, every minute. That SG, please don't recall us. We will take whatever you say, and we are prepared to work with you. So I didn't sleep last night. Members of parliament were reaching out, and I promised them that no, look, as long as you know that you were there in that position, elected by the people, you were not there in that position illegally, or so you are safe. But if you know that you paid up people for you to get into that position, unfortunately, my office is going to visit you.
Are there any recalls anytime soon? More recalls, or you are done with those?
No. As
I've never seen such madness in my lifetime. Never seen such madness. Madness from this man who calls himself Songezo Tshabangu. He's a psychopath. The man is off. Definitely off. Can you hear him speaking? I listened to one of the interviews that he had with Zimbabwe today. Apparently, he's all over the place, and he even said that I can't speak. You need to speak to my attorney. So he now have to hand over the phone to the attorney. So court. The guy was speaking, and he said, no. I'm trying to understand. Okay, first of all, you are recalling people on who? No, Tendai BT said, I'm not part and parcel of it. He even said, I can't speak of Moshmengwe, but Moshmengwe, we don't know what he's going to say. So this is simply ZANU-PF's project. but ZANU-PF took an advantage of just those squabbles that was within the parameters of a party. I mean, which house that does not have issues? He's recalling people. Okay, ZANU-PF is recalling people. Now we need to establish, why is ZANU-PF doing what they're doing to Songezo Tshabangu? They did it in 2018. Mess up his political party, MDC. Destroyed, took everything, the cars from him, take away the part name from him, gave it to Monzora. Where's Monzora today? Nowhere to be found. Now they're after him again, after open a new party and bring out the citizens in and start a movement. Here where is even on top of this illegitimate grabbing the election, then focusing on fixing the country, notwithstanding the ways that you go into the position. No, they don't care. They're just focusing on destroying him. They're focusing on destroying everyone. You take away your passion. And you ask yourself, why? What are you going to get away from? What are you going to get from there? Nothing. Simply nothing. You already says you have won the election. You have positions. You have the power. You are in control. Why are you after destroying the small little boys? Something must be very wrong in Zimbabwe. Honestly, I don't know, but as for me, I think we need a spiritual cleansing. The country on its own needs a spiritual cleansing. Something does not make sense. The way we behave, the way we hate each other, it's unbelievable. What is the reason? What's the reason for hatred? What's the reason for this drama that we are facing now? What's up? What's up, Mr. Songezo Tshabangu? What are we on about? What's going on? Why are we here? Dr. Walter Mzembe says Tshabangu's recalls are now a fatigue Satanic verses. Because he went on, he said, kindly be advised that the following members of National Assembly were elected under Citizen Coalition for Change political party and have ceased to be members of the Citizens Coalition for... So he's literally firing people out of the political party. Even if ZANU-PF is after the two-thirds majority, guys, it's becoming distasteful. It's no longer funny. It's actually disgusting. You asking yourself questions and say, but why? Why are you doing what you're doing? Why can't you focus on fixing the country? Why are we here? And then Oppo said, we told all the MPs to resign. And then Dr. Walter Mzembe said, it's all on the record. People asking, are you going to recall yourself, Songezo? Now that you are saying everyone can be recalled, are you going to recall yourself of that party as well? This is quite very sad to watch. Quite very sad, really, truly, very, very sad to watch. So Zivu said, those behind this, they don't want the current government. Everything is done to incite violence and call for more sanctions for people to rebel against the government. Mugabe told us about this, but we promoted them. Tshabangu is just an ice boy. They do not want mnangagwa, but they are using him. You think that they are fighting Chamisa? No, they want ED to fall. These allegations from Killer Zevu. Because, I mean, he knows he was in ZANU-PF, so he knows more or less what's going on in that place. Absolutely unbelievable. Now, let's go through the analysis. Brighton MATEBUKA said the interdict and beyond in the Tshabangu saga. Is Tshabangu now a co-puppet or two-way puppet? Political events in Zimbabwe are happening at breakneck speed. Since the last installment, there have been further reported recalls from Tshabangu and a request for funds from the Treasury, while CCC have now sought an interdict against the shameless imposter. We will now try and break down what these political and developments mean, both short and long term. Tshabangu, a man in a hurry, but why is he in a hurry? Of course, two-thirds majority. Barely a day in going without news of Tshabangu unleashing mayhem in our board politic. He's currently, without any shadow of a doubt, the most powerful man by dint of his political robes. He has purported to carry out even more further recalls, operating virtually single-handedly. He is now gunning for the treasure, the political funding due to Triple C, with unseemingly haste. Again, the drama of taking all the buildings that belong to MDC and all the cars, vehicles, and the money. Gave it to Mr. Monzora. Another fiasco, the very same fiasco. We have seen this script before via the Coupe and Monzora proxy project, right? We all saw that. It's unclear how he has managed to pass a CBZ due diligence process at all, and so soon, given all that is in the public domain, a saga which potentially poses a reputational harm to one of the Zimbabwe's blue ribbon banks. Remember, allegations are he was transported from Bulawayo to Harare, and then housed at a lodge in Glenlawn. Then he found himself at CBZ opening a bank account, CBZ in Borrowdale. But the guy is from Bulawayo. He's opening a bank account in Harare. Questions again, how did he move from Bulawayo to Harare to open a bank account? Of course, so the masters or his handlers are in Harare. He also said that the reason why Tshabangu and his handlers are in a hurry is because they are terrified of events conspiring to stop them before their twin goals of destroying citizen coalition for change. Achieving third parliamentary majority have been accomplished. Oh, really? Interesting. The interdict, better late than ever. Triple C has finally filed an interdict against the shameless imposter. Significantly, this has been done in the name of the party, unlike the other pending case. An interdict is a special legal remedy which allows the party to apply to the court to urgently use its powers to stop or restrain Tshabangu from the rampage of recalls he is on, or any other acts he is carrying out in the name of the party. In that court action, we have been told that they have now finally attached the party constitution and registers of members and minutes of minutes. Oh, good news. These are the basic documents that we would have expected them to file in the first place. Theoretically, it is a much more potent case. What does this mean? There are now two competing cases battling for ownership of the legal identity of Triple C. On paper, the two cases should temporarily put a halt on the Tshabangu carnage. The reality is that they are unlikely to change the political and legal dynamics in play. This is because Tshabangu draws his power from extra legal sources, namely the state. Oh yeah, Tshabangu, of course, he is with the state. But I also heard, don't forget, 3 dignitaries are coming to Zimbabwe talking about the sham election, the Saga sham election. You heard allegedly that Mr. Mnangagwa was stormed out of the place with the ministers that he went with, allegedly. So I'm sure this is why they have to come there, because that behavior on its own. Whew. But I understand when a person is getting younger, you know, when they're getting younger, they become very agitated. You know, they can easily be agitated. They're sensitive. You know, it's normal. It's known. I mean, I used to stay my time with my grandmom, you know, and I know that's why I'm very patient, because my grandmother would be, whew, no one except me, you know. So I understand. So the submission of the party's constitution registers and minutes will trigger a battle for authenticity between the competing documents, with questions rightly asked about why there was a previous reluctance to submit other supporting documents. The submission of those documents will, on paper at least, nullify the never-ending chorus of boos, reputational damage the party Nelson Chamisa was hemorrhaging over the deficit, but the battle will rage on. It's likely that Tshabangu and his handlers were already expecting the interdict to be filed. He has entered an apparent to defend, meaning he is challenging it. He is now dead, set on spitefully looting the party's funds. an undemocratic and provocative act which is likely to be shamelessly sanctioned by the regime for the third time around. The interdict is likely to be subjected to the vagaries of God's time doctrine that we explored yesterday, or some other variation of it which renders an outcome decisively in Tshabangu's favor. Beyond the saga, convergence of interest between various political protagonists, regicide and gunpowder plot. There are overarching political interests and an unholy alliance or conspiracy from behind the shadows between Tshabangu, Vene, and some cowardly, disgruntled Triple C leaders engaging in their own Zimbabwean version of regicide and the gunpowder plot of wanting to accept power from Nelson Chamisa. Big questions have been asked about whether neat contours can be drawn, identifying or narrowing the varying degrees of culpability and the timeless involved. I do not think this is possible. What we can, however, set out are the political imperatives involved. We know when a badly and agent leader to there's a majority. We know there are some disgruntled, rightly or wrong, Triple C leaders who are aggrieved by the manner in which they were unceremoniously dumped from their portfolios by Nelson Chamisa. We also know that Vene and Tshabangu were in on the act from the very beginning. Perhaps with the latter as a sleeper agent now being handled by force, the saga has then ebbed or flawed since that time. What we're not sure of is when the treacherous nocturnal moonlighters entered the fray, the extent of their influence given the likely dominant role they play, what their end game is. If I could hazard a guess, I would say that they always harbored their grievances, but were fearful to coming out into the open for various reasons. Perhaps they have always felt overshadowed, undervalued by Nelson Chamisa with the perceived arbitrary loss of positions acting as a lightning rod. I disagree on that one. I'll tell you why. Most of the members of parliament who literally got into parliament got in under the shadow of Nelson Chamisa. As a matter of fact, people when we didn't care your name, they were caring about who is it Triple C, we're going to vote you in. So honestly, most of members of parliament, councillors, won elections because they were riding on the shadow of his popularity. It's a fact that if they could have done it as independent, maybe they were not going to actually win the election. So Nelson Chamisa has been really such an instrument in the political gain of most of the members of parliament and councillors. So, even if they had issues, but honestly, they must be grateful at least they managed to get into parliament because they got that support. Perhaps at some point when they had activated Tshabangu, they opportunistically firmed their interest in the operation while waiting to see how it would pan out with strategic silence being by the word. We can only speculate that they are motivated by revenge to cure perceived injustice, greed, political part funds, nihilism, shaisano, and hubris, to reclaim their long-lost cherished political glory and affirmation that came with their previous held positions. It is unclear whether or not they are seeking a total destruction of Triple C. What is clear is that they are comfortable working with Vene and are concerned about whether or not that materializes. But for me, any person who can work with Vene is ZANU-PF and die. Musawaya panapa muchipera because vanu ava vanoshandisa vanokusvipa sebubble gum. ZANU-PF uses people. Check where Linda Masara Madugu are today. Can show you good. Then they are very good at using people. They can use you and they will dump you. Especially knowing well that you have never been for them since day one. You know, check what happened with Jabba Chapa. What's his name? Was it Jabba? Jabba what? The one that went to prison about a week or 2 weeks ago. They specialize in using and dumping. So there has been a strategic alignment or convergence of interests. They are laundering their political might via the control of state leave us to defenestrate Triple C, while the treacherous nocturnal moonlighters are laundering plausible deniability or awareness involvement to push the internal dispute narrative, thereby achieving core puppetry or a third way split to confuse, confound their critics across the political divide. We thus have co-directors of Tshabangu with an unequal distribution of power, who are taking turns to dole out instructions to him or from the shadows. So when Osalo says via dead op senior leaders are involved, there's no inconsistency or contradiction in the narrative. I think you heard that when Osalo mentioned that there are senior party members who are disgruntled, but the drama of Tshabangu, because Osalo is saying ZANU-PF, there are people who are disgruntled, who have motivated the action that ZANU-PF is doing currently, going after Nelson Chamisa and the entire Citizen Coalition for Change. But the disgruntled people are not the ones behind Tshabangu. But I guess they heard them talking. But we know that Tshabangu was kind of, talking earlier last year, immediately after the by-elections, when he was busy accusing Nelson Chamisa that he has actually appointed people, not recruited those that were voted by the people. But don't forget that there were stages. It was, you must be voted by the people. You can be nominated by the people, voted by the people, but they can still scrutinize you. Like any form of employment, you can be shortlisted, but at the end of the day, they have to make sure they check your credit record. They will check, your past history, your resume. There's so many ways for them to check you and see that if you're the right candidate to do the job. So Nelson Chamisa was doing exactly that. I know America does that. America can scrutinize you even if you committed crime when you were a child. They'll pull that record for you and says you're not the most qualified individual. They will rather look for the next person. That's what Chamisa was trying to do, to really get the right candidates that can be voted or selected by the community where they should be serving. So for me, if you're saying you're disgruntled, you're actually a toxic person in the party. You're not supposed to be part and parcel of the party. Because any person who understood the criteria that were used to check leaders or to look for leaders should be in a position to respect the fact that you did not meet the requirements. And are you coming to serve? You're looking for a job. Because for us in politics, we are looking for service. We're not looking for employees. If you're looking for a job, try corporate. Leave the government alone. Try corporate. That's why we want to defeat poverty in the country, so at least everyone can be able to look for a job and then move on with their lives. We are tired of always be arguing and fighting with people because of jobs. No. Zimbabweans, we need to understand it's not about jobs. When you come to work in the government spaces, you are not looking for a job. And make peace with that. Very, very important. Very, very important. And skilled rape, but I said those who were defending Tshabangu, saying it was about Machiavellian grievances, were told to be shocked. Machiavellian grievances are genuine and they should be addressed. Tshabangu and his handlers are missionaries. This has nothing to do with constitutionalism. This is a lawfare and impunity. 150%. This is simply ZANU-PF. Impunity. Using lawfare. Because they're desperate for 2/3 majority. But what shocks me the most is not even these actions, because we know that most of the people in ZANU-PF are really, really, really old people. Like they're younger. I love to use the word they're getting younger because it's more respectful. Then when you say to someone you're old, it sounds insultive, so I don't like that. These are the people that are getting younger. What breaks my heart the most is that there are young people in ZANU-PF who are supporting all these and these evil, knowing well that this has repercussions in our future. That's the most disappointing part. I'm not worried about what the old elders are doing, because honestly, they don't really understand what's going on in this era. They know what they adopted from Ian's regime. They came out with a template that is extremely, extremely toxic, excruciating, that most of our young people can't even understand. But what about the youngsters You were born later in the 80s. You know, the 80s, the 90s, the 2000s. But they are supporting all this nonsense. Not knowing that this has repercussions in our future. We really need to get to the bottom of understanding that if we don't put a stop to this crap, we are all going to pay for it. One way or the other, we're going to pay for it. I just hope people get that. And it has repercussions in our future. Again, we just heard recently that someone has been abducted. There's another abduction again in Mavuku. And we're definitely going to look at the issue of abductions tomorrow. It's very sad. But the question is, how did we, you know, sometimes you sit down and think, can we come together as Zimbabweans and put a stop to this? Can we? And this is a good question. Mangwiro said, why then did we go for elections when they were not prepared to accept the results? We are truly a banana republic. Why is Saga and AU? They don't get concerned when they see blood. I also don't like the fact that they can only act when there's blood on the floor. I don't buy that. To me, then again, it shows that we are very weak. Because we should be able to deal with issues without waiting for the worst to act. To me, that is not wisdom. That is definitely not wisdom. Now he has recalled some people from the rural area. At first it was Matebele land. Now Songezo is recalling people from the rural areas. This is quite sad. Can I say, honestly, I don't blame Chamisa when Chamisa keeps quiet, not saying a word. I'll be in that position too. What are you saying in a situation like this? Where people do as they please with impunity. ZANU-PF does as they please with impunity. They don't care what you say, because they know if you go to the court, we have our bodies. If you go there, we have our bodies. If you go on the other side, we have our bodies. But do not fear. Help is on the way. The solution is on the way. You'll be surprised. It will happen very soon. It will definitely happen very, very soon. All that we are looking for will soon come to pass. God is faithful. I know He can do exceedingly abundantly above and beyond what you can ever ask or think. He knows the way out. As long as people think that they are smart, there will be a way out. Our people will eventually going to be out of this mess. I can tell you facts. God is so good. I know what He can do. I know what He can do. I know what He's able to do. You know, you can wake up tomorrow when things are turned upside down. And some of my brothers and sisters, especially the ZANU-PF people, don't even know that, hey, when God says it's over, it's over. It's over. Everything that is happening around us, when you sit down and think, it's actually going absolutely nowhere. There's no future with this drama, which shows that it is the end. The end is very near. Because when you sit down, we're like, okay, where is Zimbabwe going? What are we doing? No, we're absolutely going nowhere. Because we are very close to the finishing line. Very, very close to the finishing line. So, Songezo is on a rampage, making recourse. Let them do it. I would say ZANU-PF just making recourse, desperate to weaken the opposition party. But listen, Nelson Chamisa made it clear, Faza made it clear, even Osalos made it clear that we were prepared. We knew they would act this way. It's a tyranny. It's a dictatorship regime. So their actions are known in advance. So we're prepared to rebut. We're also prepared with the pushbacks. So we knew they're going to act paranoid. You can see they're paranoid. You grab an election, but you're still fighting people. Very disappointing. But that's all I have right for you right now regarding Mr. Songezo Tshabangu and more recalls. But we're going to be seeing what's happening tomorrow. And we are following up the story and where we have conversations. It's very important. At least everyone knows what's happening in the circle. Yeah, but I'm super excited. And I want to say happy weekend to everyone. And please enjoy your Saturday. But don't drink and drive. Enjoy your life, but be very careful and play safe. I love you all. May God bless you and may God bless Zimbabwe. I'll see you tomorrow. Happy Sunday. Tomorrow, Spiritual Sunday. I'll see you and God bless you. Bye for now.